In this video, I'll be installing Computer Lab plugin for AccuTrack 2014. Again, Computer Lab plugin enables you to make each computer in a computer lab its own sign-in station. So the lab computer would be sitting in a locked state. The student would enter their ID, or if you desire, their ID and password. That would unlock the Computer Lab computer. Then they would use the computer. When they're done, they would sign out, or you can set up rules for it to automatically sign them out. It goes back to a locked state, and it waits for the next student to unlock it and use it. Okay, so you may have your key installer, or you may have copied it to a folder. Anyway, what you're looking for is the AccuTrack.exe. This is the program installer launcher, so I'll start that. Okay, and then we're going to click on Computer Lab. Now, if you have the Computer Lab software, you'll see an Install Computer Lab link. If you don't have the software, there'll be PowerPoints and other information about Computer Lab. Okay, so anyway, you'll click on Install Computer Lab. That will open the program installer. So I'll click Next, read the license agreement, click Next again, and I'll just accept the default installation path. Click Next, and then it will then install Computer Lab. Okay, and one prerequisite for installing the Computer Lab is to already have your database out on a shared drive. Typically, that's the way it would be set up. So you would already have your database out there and your data dictionary. I'll show you that in a second. And then you will open the Computer Lab, let it write out some files the first time, and then we're going to use another tool called Set Data Path in order to set it to the database out on the shared drive. So that's what I'll show you today. Okay, so the installation is complete, and I can exit my program launcher. Okay, and you'll see I have a shortcut here. Now, the first time I open Computer Lab, what I want to show you is it's going to write some files out. Okay, now it wants its database, and this is important. Now, if I already had a share out there, I could point it to that, but I'm using a UNC path versus, a Z drive or whatever. So I'm going to go ahead and cancel this database selection since I don't have anything to point to right now. But what I want to show you is out in my public documents folder. So it's writing a file out there we need that's called dbparam, and that stores the parameters, the path to the database. And that's going to be in my public documents in an AccuTrack folder, and then I have an I folder that's system generated. But as you can see, I have 2 dbparam files, and those files need to be generated in order for me to save the information about where my database is located. Okay? So I just opened the program the first time and I canceled it. Okay, but now I'm going to go out to where it's installed, and I have a utility here, and it's called Set Data Path. Okay, now before I run that, I want to show you out here on my server, I've got a UNC path going out to a tutoring sample database. Okay, so this is my data. Now yours would probably say AccuData. That would be a blank database that you would build, but mine's tutoring sample. But what I want you to notice is I have a folder out here called AccuTrack 2014 Files, and I have 2 folders underneath that, the database folder and the data dictionary folder. I need to have both of those folders out there. Okay? All right, so now I'll run my Set Data Path, and it's native mode since it's AccuTrack. Okay, now I'll put the path to that database. Okay, and I've already got it here. I can just copy that. Actually, it would be all the way down to the database level. So that's the path to my database. I'm going to copy that and then paste that in my data path. Click Save. Okay, and then I can exit this, X out of it, and then I'm going to reopen the Computer Lab. And it's now pointing out to that tutoring sample database out on my share. And I can log in with my ones and my new. And that takes me to the back end of the Computer Lab, and I just want to show you here database location. So it did retain my settings, and I'm now pointing to that tutoring sample database, and I'm ready to start signing in with students. So a student comes in, picks what they're here for. This is all configurable by you. Whether they pick anything or not is configurable by you. Okay, I log in, and now the plugin is enabling me to use the computer. I would go about my business on the lab PC. When I'm done, sign out. It goes back to a locked state, and it waits for the next student to sign in. Okay? And to exit the computer lab, I can log in as an administrator and then just click the exit button. Okay, and that's all there is to it. Thank you.